Hi, Namrata. Thank
Hi,
you for meeting
Chrissy.
me here. Me and
Of
Roxy.
course.
This is Roxy, one of my three dogs.
Hi, Roxy.
Namrata, I'm just doing some interviews for our coaches and for our clients to get a feel for how people communicate and what it's like to spend time with you. So I'd love to start by just asking for you to share with us a little bit about your background and how you came to coaching.
My background is internal medicine, and I'm also a board certified in infectious disease. I have made many jumps in medicine from ID back to being a hospitalist and now to being in hospice and palliative care. I work for a small nonprofit.
Mhm.
And I came to coaching in during the pandemic. I was kind of soul searching, and I was asked this question, which said, what really fulfills you? Like, what is it that really fills you? And I thought I really hadn't asked myself that question. So I was very touched by that. And it brought me to thinking more self-reflection, introspection. Um, and that was it. I was like, I have to keep pursuing and becoming a coach. And at the same time, I also had the benefit of being a client in a coaching program. So I could see both aspects of it. I could see how much I benefited from that, especially during a time where I didn't have clarity. I was confused. I wasn't sure what direction things were going to be. So I think that was very powerful for me to see the benefits of it being in a coaching program, very much like what Chrissy is involved in currently. So it was the group coaching, it was the one-to-one sessions. There was some didactic like material, with some basic things involved. And I found all of it very powerful.
Awesome. Thanks for sharing that. Um, what do you think it's like to work with you as a coach? What would you say about your style or approach in a session?
I think it's just tailored to the client. I think I have a lot of compassion, warmth, intuition, um,
I would
but
agree
also
with that.
bravery. I tell my clients, can I be a brave coach? Because that's when I'm really being a coach. And I ask for permission to kind of say things that may be apparent to me and just bring it up for discussion for us to see where we are with that. So I think there are two aspects of me. And I enjoy that because I think we're really here to grow and um, and evolve to our best potential.
I love it. It's kind of like paradox, but everything is non-dual, so maybe it's beyond paradox.
Yeah, so sometimes I can just be present and sometimes I can stretch you there.
Yeah, I love that. May I be a brave coach? What do you hope people will get when they work with you?
I hope that they can get whatever they need in that moment. Sometimes you just need the presence of a coach. Sometimes you need the clarity when you're struggling with something and you just don't know even what the next step should be. And sometimes you need to figure out if you're overwhelmed, what your work-life balance needs to be. So whatever they need in the moment, I think is where I am with them.
Are there particular topics or populations that you are especially drawn to work with or enjoy especially?
I love working with physicians, but I have shared with Chrissy too that I love working with creative people. And, I've worked with people who are in nonprofits, people who are painters, writers. So I
Mhm.
enjoy that too. I think there's a joy that I find in working with different people. I think they all bring their own strengths, and it's a beauty to see that. I also love to help people when they're making transitions in life of any kind. It could be job, it could be a move. It could be figuring out their next steps in life. I feel like we are not, we may consider ourselves to be, we may bucket ourselves in a particular group, but we have so much more potential.
Mhm.
Like, we are all creative.
Yes.
It doesn't have to be a sketching or drawing. I was telling my kids a story where I was maybe in fourth grade and I was flunked in art class. And I decided I was not creative, but creative could be, creating a program. It could be coaching because you're creative in coaching too. So I believe that all of us have creative aspects to us, and the people who are creative also have intellectual aspects to them. So it's to explore all of us. And I think that's the beauty of it. So I
Oh,
love working with people to break down those barriers that they may have about themselves in
mhm,
whatever field it may be. Like introverts may think that they, cannot be present in meetings, or they cannot be in places where they can help an organization. So that's another barrier, and I feel like that's applicable to me. I was afraid to speak up in spaces, even in coaching spaces. I
mhm.
would be the last one to say, introduce myself. So, it could start in little ways like that. I would wait for everyone to go first.
Yeah.
Um, but, introverts have so much more, not more, but they can have insight. They're listening to the whole group. They may have great ideas that they're hiding. They're not wanting to speak up. So they're not serving the group or the organization, or even in a small group coaching, they may not speak up and share what they are going through.
Mhm.
So I feel like even breaking down those barriers are important. And
Mhm.
by this, I mean an introvert doesn't have to go and start partying, but they can just be themselves.
Yeah, it invites the fullness of their contribution,
Yes.
both for themselves and for the world.
But yes, absolutely.
Love that. Um, I wonder if whether from, you know, work, we haven't really done a 12 by 12 yet, but we work on core values and crafting a personal mission statement in the 12 by 12 curriculum. And so this is a question just to invite you to share if you want to about what you identify as your core values or personal mission.
My core values, which I have identified over the last couple of years through coaching, is one important one for me now is being authentic. I did a lot of things to please people, and I realized that there was some resentment built up inside of me. So now I check in with myself about anything that I want to do. And I still do things, but not from a space of resentment or upset or feel like I'm being forced to do it. If I have to say I can't do something or I'll do it in a few weeks or months, I just learn to bring that in. So I think being authentic is very important, which I don't think I was living up to that before.
Mhm. Beautiful.
Yeah. So I'm just identifying a few core values which have come to light for me. I think the second one is that also embracing the fact that I'm an introvert, but I can still speak up in the spaces that I would like to share my ideas. That's a big change for me through coaching. Um, I think another core value for me is just learning to be content and sometimes learning to be patient.
Those can be linked. I love the way that you describe sort of checking in with those labels or identities that at first can serve us because they help us understand traits, but then they can become limiting because we allow ourselves to be defined by them and restricted by them.
Another discovery I've had through coaching is that I can be pretty playful. And when I bring that into my coaching, I think my clients and I have a lot of fun. So I think I thought of myself as a very serious person, and honestly, I'm not.
What a delightful discovery. So fun.
Yeah. And in
Um,
terms of mission, I feel like my mission is to really see the best in everyone and to help them identify that and feel that's the truth and live the best life that they can in this moment. I think that really resonates with me.
Such a good mission. Are there other things at all that you would like to share about your lived experience or intersectionalities or anything else that you bring to the table that you just like to mention before we close?
I grew up in India and then I moved to the United States. So, um, what I really like is the global perspective. I enjoy meeting people from all different backgrounds. And I still like traveling a lot.
Mhm.
I haven't done it as much, but I like it a lot. So I think that's what I bring to the table, that openness to learn, curiosity. Um, and just a willingness to be there.
So glad. So
Yeah.
glad you're here, Namrata. Thank you for taking this time.
Yeah, of course. Thank you, Chrissy, for inviting me. I'm excited to be part of the program.
Absolutely. I'll see you soon.
Okay. Take care.